Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So, with regard to this rule, we are in fact advancing to the floor all of the amendments that were recommended and advanced by the minority party. This will allow a full discussion, debate, and vote on all the important issues that still divide us on this bipartisan piece of legislation. Mr. Speaker, the vast majority of the Water Quality Investment Act of 2009 is made up of 5 bills that passed the House with strong bipartisan support during the 110th Congress. 4 of those bills were never addressed by the Senate. Those measures are, first, the Water Quality Financing Act of 2007, which was passed by the House on March 7, 2007 by a vote of 303 to 108. Provisions of that bill comprise Title I of the legislation we'll consider today. Secondly, the Healthy Communities Water Supply Act, passed by the House of Representatives March 8, 2007 by a vote of 368 to 59. That legislation is included in H.R. 1262 as Title II. Third, the Water Quality Investment Act of 2007, passed by the House on March 7, 2007 by a vote of 367 to 58. Provisions of that bill comprise Title III of the legislation that we will consider today. Fourth, the Sewage Overflow Community Right to Know Act, which was passed by the House on June 24, 2008 on a voice vote under suspension of the rules. This legislation is included in H.R. 1262 as Title IV. The Water Quality Investment Act of 2009 also included an increased authorization for eligible projects that address contamination within the Great Lakes area of concern. The authorization for these programs is consistent with the authorization contained in a previous version of the Great Lakes Reauthorization Act of 2008, which the House passed on September 18, 2008 by a vote of 371 to 20. I would also like to emphasize that the rule for debate today makes in order every single amendment filed by the minority party. This rule will allow for a full debate of the issues involved. At the end of that debate, I hope that this legislation will enjoy the same bipartisan support that its components enjoyed in the last Congress. This bill will accomplish 2 things that have already become a key characteristic of all of our efforts here in the 111th Congress. It will create jobs, and it will save energy. The Water Quality Investment Act will support quality, paying jobs by ensuring that workers receive no less than local prevailing wage. By authorizing funding for cleanup of the Great Lakes, the bill will improve opportunities in fishing, swimming, boating, agriculture, and shipping industries, which support approximately 40 million people in the Great Lakes Basin, whose livelihoods are directly dependent upon clean water resources. This bill has a thoughtful eye on the future by taking into account energy efficiency and water conservation. As a Westerner, I understand the vast challenges we face with regard to our water supply. Establishing a water infrastructure that encourages and promotes conservation is of incredible importance for regions that will only see their water sources become fewer and farther between. In Colorado, we rely on clean water not only for municipal and agricultural use, but entire communities are supported by visiting kayakers, fly fishermen, and outdoorsmen from across the country who flock to our pristine rivers and streams. Our environment, communities, industries, and businesses all stand to gain under the provisions of this law. Without the infrastructure investments in this bill, the EPA has projected that our water quality could be set back decades to pre-Clean Water Act levels. I urge my colleagues to vote yes on the rule and to vote yes on the underlying bill. I yield back the balance of my time, and I move the previous question.
The gentleman yields back